Hi everyone, this is Fran Mensch here to talk about the development at Meadowbrook-Lee and which we hope will be the future home of Cedar Lee Park. The city has tried 6 times to develop the site at Meadowbrook-Lee, and last couple times they tried, they also included not just the 1.07 acres at Meadowbrook-Lee, but also 3.73 acres of the surface parking lot. But we'll talk about that later. But the reason I'm talking to you today is I'm going to try to make a series of real short films explaining what's behind that project, because I know that for most of us, you hear about these details and you try hard to think, to concentrate. Pretty soon your eyes are crossing and it's boring. So I'm going to try to make it fast. So today, though, the whole point is to ask you to contact City Council to get a public hearing, not a public meeting, a public hearing on this issue. Because up until now, it has been a private conversation between City Council and the developers, a private conversation. They have not included the citizens. And by doing that, City Council, God love them, have abdicated their responsibility to participate in an actual political process. This is the city land. The city owns this land, and they have ceded the responsibility for negotiating about that land and making the best use of that land to the developer. They've handed over the project and the ideas to them. There's been no opportunity for citizens to really express what they think about how and whether or not to develop that land. Clearly, the best decision would be to have a park put in there at Meadowbrook-Lee and call it Cedar Lee Park. But no matter how you feel about the park, like I say, and develop the surface park. There's no problem. Develop that for 3.73, whatever you want to do. But an activity park. I should have said that. An activity park is the best thing for that particular corner there at Meadowbrook-Lee. City Council has not even given us an opportunity to talk about this project, to participate. I have asked repeatedly that this issue be put on the agenda. I've asked them, would they entertain a discussion about a park? Nothing. No, we'll not do it. We'll not even permit it to be an agenda item. The other thing is, think about how we can't participate at city council meetings now. It's all by Zoom. They read our comments, but we can't actually have any impact because we are not there. And those of you who followed the thing about Metro Health, they had 100 comments, but they shut it off. They were reading these they shut it off because they said somebody had to go to the airport, which I don't know. Anyway, so back to my topic, back to the point. We as citizens need to participate in this discussion. Again, no matter how you feel about it, the process that is being used is really a violation. The whole idea behind our form of government is that people participate, they express their feelings, and that particularly to people that are elected and that are running for office. Okay, so they're not letting us participate. They're not even giving us the opportunity. And the four people, there's 7 city council members. 4 of them are going to be on the ballot. One of them, Melody Hart's running for mayor. Craig Cobb and Davita Russell were appointed or completing appointed terms. They're up on the ballot, as is Jason Stein. So that's what we need to be vocal. We have the right and the responsibility to speak up. Okay, so I'm going to give their phone numbers at the end, but please bear with me. One other really important point is that, again, why do citizens have the right and the responsibility to speak up about this particular site? Because City Council is entering into an agreement with a developer called Flaherty and Collins. They're building top of the hill. Okay, but they're going to heavily subsidize this project with our tax dollars. Now, citizens always complain about taxes, okay, but understandably. But in this case, they are truly heavily subsidizing this project with our tax dollars. How? Well, number one, the city owns the land. They own the 1.07 acres for the park that we want to be the park. They own the 3.73, that's the surface parking lot. They own that, and they're going to lease it to the developer for $10 a year. What does that mean? If you don't own the land that the building's on, you don't pay taxes on the land because you don't own it. So they're not going to pay any taxes on the land. Now, the building itself, they would pay taxes on, except the city has already given them a 15-year, 100% tax abatement on the project. In fact, what was really interesting, and God love them, the other developer who submitted a proposal said, "Oh no, we don't want a TIF. We don't want a TIF," which is another financial instrument that we're going to be using. The city council wants to give to Flaherty and Collins for this project. They said, "Oh no, we don't need a TIF. The 15-year 100% abatement is sufficient." Okay, so we're giving them all, they're subsidizing it, and they are not letting us participate. They're not even considering anything but what the developer wants. So this has been a private conversation, cozy conversation between them. It's really not appropriate. And if you want to think about whether or not to simply permit them to negotiate on your behalf with no input, think about the destruction of Severance Center. And I won't go into now why they are responsible for that, but they truly are. I won't, because this is long enough, like 4 times longer than I wanted it to be. Okay, so please, this is the ask. She's finally coming to the end. Contact City Council and tell them you want a public hearing. We haven't been able to participate that much virtually. We should have a public hearing so we can actually have a conversation. Okay, those of you who if that's all you need, you can hang up. But I'm going to provide the phone numbers and emails for the city council members who are up for election. The other thing is make this part of the, everybody's campaign. Okay, the 4 people. Number 1. So thank you everybody for listening. Who's ever going to hang up? Because here come the phone numbers. Thank you. Melody Joy Hart is running for mayor. She's a city council person. She was elected there. Her phone number, 216-202-4396. Melody Joy Hart, 216-202-4396. Craig Cobb. Craig's phone number, 216-630-8934. Craig Cobb, 216-630-8934. Davita Russell, 216-333-3137. Davita's phone number, 216-333, Davita Russell, 216-333-3137. And Jason Stein, 440-253-9613. Jason Stein, 440-253-9613. Thank you so much. And you can also email them. The emails are available on the City Council website. Also, sign our petition, go to where you're on our Facebook page, or go to it if you're not, if you're watching this someplace else, and write to them. No. Call them. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.